Yep.
Okay, because my speaker been acting weird. So before I start with him, I live in DC, and in 2020 I was like in the riots. I got shot by rubber bullets. I was in it. So this right here is definitely a Black Lives Movement type of painting artist that I really like. His name, how it's pronounced, is Imo Nse Imeh. So I'm going to tell you the meaning of his name in a few minutes, but his name is Imo Nse Imeh. And you can go to the next slide, please. So a little bit about Imo Nse Imeh. He's an art history professor at Westfield State University in Westfield, Massachusetts. Both his parents from Nigeria, and the breakdown of his meaning of his name is the first name Imo means wealth. Nse means looking up to God or searching for God. And Nse means, I'm sorry, Imo Nse Imeh, Imeh means patience. So he believes in his name that in the art realm, by using his art to change the things that he can't change and speak on hope into people who need it. He's a scholar of African diaspora art, I'm pronouncing that right, and a practice and a exhibition studio artist whose work considered historical and physiological issues around the Black body and culture identity. Next slide, please. So he recently he did a project last year in 2020 named, it's called Benediction. Next slide, please. So the meaning of benediction, the entrance are bestowing of a blessing, especially at the end of a religion service. So how can I say this? Benediction deals with a group of angels that has been cast down to earth and got bonded onto the skin of Black boys and men. And they are served as witnesses to the struggles, the trials, and the turmoil of Black boys and men. Next slide, please. So this is one of the pictures that I really love. That, of course, is Black men, and besides this part, I even messaged him and asked him, "Can you show me what do you have like an online class that you do? Because I really want to learn how the hell he did this fucking watercolor. Excuse my language, but like this right here is dope." So I'm just trying to figure out like what did you use? So finding out that he used a combination of paint, charcoal pencil, watercolor, and what else he used? He used some type of white, damn it, what's that shit called? It's white something. I won't give you the information later, but this picture right here really drew my attention. Next slide, please. So through his eyes, they serve as an intermediaries between Black people and God. And he knows that, when everything happened last year, like everything happened for a reason. So he just sees it as the people who got injured, got killed, got just tortured, they were angels. And I feel like that was really deep. Next slide, please. Okay, so a few of his art pieces will show a winged man symbolizing the full form of an angel. And these things are like, what, I'm 6 feet, so it's like 8 feet tall, how he be painting them and stuff. And of course, is where he will throw the watercolor down, and how the brown is, he will use the charcoal. It would be like brown, it would use brown, charcoal, 3 different shades of brown, and he would use white and gray just to fill in the areas and the creases of like the thighs, the chest, the arms and stuff. And the wings, of course, is, I believe it's a chalk too, but that right there would be like the last piece of the artwork. Um, Next slide, please. And sometimes he will show wingless men, but both have one thing in common. They both exist. Next slide, please. Am I going too fast? I just want to make sure, okay. I just want to make sure my 5 minutes, I'm using them up.
Perfect.
All right, so, and sometimes they will listen to the ground. Imo imagined that he is listening. Well, he and the men that he's painting are listening to his brothers who come out the ground. Also listening to the voices and the cries of his brothers that have been buried, our blood have lived in the ground. He causes peace. I cry for justice from the ground. Next slide, please. And besides him being a professor, he also writes music. I think he's a personal trainer too, if I'm not mistaken. But he's very popular in the Massachusetts area, and he's been in the newspaper several times. So he definitely wanted to show the wings as a falcon. He definitely wanted to show the wings as falcon wings. The wings symbolizing searching for something or seeking for something. And remember, his middle initial is searching for God. So I feel like that was pretty dope how he kind of like put that together. And for him being a Christian and an African Black man who is watching the world fall apart last year, noticing the voiceless continuing are not having a voice. That makes sense? Okay. I just want to make sure y'all stay with me. Next slide, please. I choose these pictures of him because I feel like they're strong. They hit something when you look at them. And if it's not that, you see your brother, you see your father, you see one of your friends in these pictures. It's just, they really speak a strong essence. He hopes that this project lends a voice to those people and hoping that it can be a witness of itself. That the turmoil and these fallen angels is to be bonded to Black boys and men. And now we, us, the people, are served as witnesses to communicate to the heavenly of what's happening down here on earth, that one day we can find justice for our fallen angels. And next slide, please. I'm done.